What are your year to year, or do you have any like tests for your, fitness? Do you have that? And with what you're saying now, we're really striving to make sure our fire department guys are always in the best shape. Do you are there incentives for going out and working out and keeping in shape? How do you handle it?
Yeah, so one of the things that Brian and I pushed for on the city's health trust was to get an annual physical, a comprehensive physical, because both of our jobs involve adrenaline dumps and hearts, heart, a lot, a lot of instant kickstart of the heart. So
Yeah.
your heart's going 100 miles a minute. Whether it be responding to a shooting or to a house fire. Both of our populations are susceptible to heart issues. And it made sense for us to offer an annual physical that did cardiac stress testing. It was fully comprehensive. We asked the city to pay for that because at the time it only paid for a general wellness visit per year. They're like, no, why would we spend extra money on you guys? Like, why can't the general employees get the same thing? Our populations are different. Our needs are different. Our guys are walking out the door in retirement and living for 5 years and then dying dead of a heart attack or some unknown cancer. And we wanted to have better screening. And so yes, we offer annual physicals that are comprehensive with cardiac stress tests, full labs, and we have a pretty strenuous. So we have weight rooms and treadmills. I mean, every one of our stations has.
Oh, I'm sure you guys are the barbecues and the weight rooms, and you guys have it all. But you have like an annual test to say, hey, you have to maintain this certain physical fitness standard as a fireman.
Not yet. I mean, we've pushed for it
Okay.
with some resistance, and on both sides, there's still a little bit of lack of faith in how the powers that be would use that information. Our intention is to drive people towards wellness and not to find a way to fire people. But we still have to. We're working towards it. We just don't have something that both sides can trust.
Well, okay, so you mentioned something here. So do you ever have a guy, does this ever come into play where you go, that dude is now 40 pounds overweight? Do you have a mechanism of how to deal with a fireman who's become out of shape?
Yeah, I mean, and that's within the purview of management. There have been folks who like they don't have the physical wherewithal to do the job anymore.
Yeah.
We're gonna take them off the line and put them through a program to try and get them back in that sort of shape. Now, the benchmarks, we don't have established benchmarks that they need to hit before they come back. Right now, the programs are pretty loose. Like, we just want you to be in better shape with no standard at the end that they have to meet. We're working towards those.
Because obviously you and I have spoken about police officers and firemen always needing to be in shape, but can you kind of talk about kind of your own situation where you broke your heels and you tore your pec muscles, and what that took to get back in shape? Because obviously the more in shape you are, your body's going to heal itself quicker. But can you talk about those two injuries?
Yeah. Well, first of all, culture has changed with both the Boise Police and the Boise Fire. It's a healthier culture, more, there's the peer pressure to work out and stay in shape so that I can count on you when I need you. And I think that is true of both of our organizations, which is different from when I first came on, where there were, guys were out of shape, but he's never going to be called upon for anything important, so just let him go.
Yeah.
But now we tested the entry to make sure that they're ready for a lifetime of fitness. Because it can't be. I mean, the closest I've had to a mental breakdown of any sort is I tore my pec. It was a 9 month recovery. The surgery was invasive. Um, I wasn't allowed to lift heavy for 9 full months, and my pec was still vulnerable to re-injuring. That 9 months off, where I was doing light duty jobs, so not hanging out with my crew, not doing my normal job, and wondering if I'm ever going to get back to it. If I had, I'm always a happy guy, so I don't think I've ever had depression, but I was probably close then.
Mm.
But I came back for a couple months. It was horrible for my physical condition. Started putting on weight. Came back. I then did an off-duty injury. I made a cliff jump that I shouldn't have.